Hey guys, kamusta mo dara? So we are now on the chapter 7 of Fundamentals of Computing. Okay, let's start with our first slide. So here's our learning objectives. There's only two topics. We are going to discuss the data and information. And I really think that the data and information was already discussed from the previous chapters, if you may have noticed. So we're just going to do a recap kung pabatin na sabtan. And then I will also introduce to you about an introduction, a concept about networking or what networking is all about. Okay, so let's start with a data. Okay, a data. So a data can be defined as a representation of facts, concepts, or instructions in a formalized manner, and which should be suitable for communication, interpretation, or processing by human or electronic machine. So data is represented with the help of characters such as alphabets, digits, or special characters. So I will be giving you some examples on what a data is all about. Good. Okay. So again, it is a representation of facts, concepts, or instructions in a formalized manner. When we say information, it is organized or classified data. Okay. Again, it is organized or classified data which has some meaningful values from the receiver. So information is the processed data, okay, on which decisions or actions are based. So for decision to be meaningful, the processed data must qualify for the following characteristics. We have timely, so the information must be timely, should be available whenever required, and also accurate. No, it's accuracy. Information should be accurate, and completeness. Information should be complete. So what is the difference between the data and information? When we say data, it's a raw or unorganized facts. Again, di ba concept man to siya, that needs to be processed. Data can be something simple and seemingly random and useless until it is organized, while the information is the data processed. It is organized, structured, or presented in a given context so as to make it useful. Okay, so we have an example. We have a student's test scores. That is a piece of data. Okay, and then when it will become an information, let us say the average score of a class or the entire school is information that can be derived from the given data. Or let us say, for example, you want to know how many students passed or failed for a certain subject. So what could be the data? The data could either be the grade, right? And then after after knowing the after knowing the the number of students who passed or failed, then that is the information. Okay, so I hope you guys get the concept. So data comes from a singular Latin word datum, okay, which originally meant something given, and its early usage dates back to the 1600s. Over time, data has become the plural form of datum. Okay, well, the information is an older word that dates back to the 1300s and has Old French and Middle English origins. So it has always referred to the act of informing, usually in regard to education, instruction, or other given communication. So why do we actually need to do that to know what a data and information is all about when it comes to computing, when it comes to computer? Okay, so before that, before we discuss the data processing cycle, let's have some other examples na pala. Okay, so other examples of the data and information. let us say the history of temperature readings all over the world for the past 100 years is the data. If this data is organized and analyzed to find that global temperature is rising, then that is the information. Okay, so another example also, the number of visitors to a website by country is an example of data. Okay, finding out that traffic from the US is increasing while that from Australia is decreasing is a meaningful information. Okay, so as simple as that. Simple. We now know what the data is. We now know what an information is. So again, why do we need to understand the data and information when it comes to computing? There is what we call the data processing cycle. Okay, so in a data processing cycle, I think and I really believe I already mentioned this from the previous chapter. I think chapter one, yeah, about the input output processing model. So the data processing cycle is the restructuring or reordering of data by people or machine to increase their usefulness and add values for a particular purpose. And then data processing consists of the following basic steps. We have again, I know kabalo na mo ani, we have input and then it is being processed and then it will give an output. Okay, so when it comes to a computer, di ba, gagamit mo ng computer, you have different inputs devices, di ba, nag-mention na natin from the previous chapter. So let us say you are giving instruction to a computer. Then the instruction that you are giving to the computer will then process. Kinsa itong mga mag-process ay 'di ba? We have this central processing units na yung mga different units, processing units. We're gonna process the information and we're gonna give you the output. So that is then the information. Okay? So I hope you guys get the importance and why you should need to understand what is the difference between data and information. So again, a data is a raw facts, no? Unorganized pa siya. But when the data is being organized, when being structured, that is then the information. Okay, so as is that. Okay, so again, when we say input, in this step, the input data is prepared in some convenient form for processing. So the form will depend on the processing machine. For example, when electronic computers are used, the input data can be recorded in any one of several types of input mediums, such as magnetic disk, tapes, and so on. And then in the processing step, the input data is changed to produce data in a more useful form. So, for example, we have paychecks can be calculated from the time cards or a summary of sales for the month that can be calculated from the sales order. Okay, and then the output, of course, this is the result of the proceeding processing step when everything is collected. So the particular form of the output data depends on the use of the data. So for example, the output data may be a paychecks for employees. Okay, so I hope that you've learned now the data processing cycle and the data and information. Diba sa'yo na kayo? So now let's move forward with the networking. Okay, what networking is all about. Okay, dili computer networking siya guys, dili itong networking nga business nga mag invite. Okay, so when we say computer network, it is a system no, in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. So you might be asking how computers share informations, 'di ba? Sa school or anywhere sa inyong balay, 'di ba? You have your computers, you have your laptops, you have your mobile phones, and then you share data from each other, giyon sa man, 'di ba? Giyon sa man siya. So there is what we call the computer network that are a system in which multiple devices are connected to each other to share information and resources. Okay, So what are the different characteristics of a computer network? First, it shares resources from one computer to another. And then it creates files and store them in one computer, access those files from other computers connected over a network. And then uh, connect a printer or scanner or a fax machine to one computer within the network and let other computers of the network use the machines available over the network. Okay, so as easy as that. Again, sa iya pang definition daan, it will gonna help you to share different resources with each other. And then the list of hardwares required to set up computer network is, of course, we have network cables. Okay, we have distributors, we need routers, we need internal network cards and external network cards. So first is network cables. So network cables are used to connect computers. So the most commonly used cable is category 5 cable RJ45. So I hope that you have this idea what an RJ45 looks like. Even if wala kanyo siya nahawiran or if you have computers sa inyo ang um, inyong mabalay tapos na yung connect ng network cable dara, no? So that is an RJ45 cable. Okay? And we also need distributors. So what are these distributors? A computer can be connected to another one via serial port, but if we need to connect many computers to produce a network, this serial connection will not work. So the solution is to use a central body to which other computers, printers, scanners can be connected. Then this body will manage or distribute network traffic. Okay, so distributors are gonna help to manage and distribute the traffic. Yun na lang. Okay, and we also need a router. So I believe you've seen a router already, diba? It is a type of device which acts kanang nabito antenna, no? Which acts as the central point among computers. Actually, routers muna sila ang mag-create gidong network. Okay, without a router, there's no such thing would be network. Wala mahita mga network. So a router has different holes called ports. So computers and other devices are connected to a router using network cables. So nowadays, router comes in a wireless mode, using which computers can be connected without any physical cable. So we have wireless, napunta ka tong wired, di ba? Naman na siya mga different ports sa likod. If you may have noticed sa mga routers, then dito ipang saksak yung mga cables nimo. Okay? When it comes to networking also, kailangan po nato siya network card. Network card, this is a very necessary component of a computer without which a computer cannot be connected over a network. So it is also known as the NIC or network interface card. Most branded computers have network card pre-installed. So again, kung magpalit mong mga computers, na ni sa daan, na-install na ni sa daan. Okay? This without an NIC or network interface card, then malabo jud na nga mag-connect na sa network ang imong computer. So we have different two types of network card. We have internal and external. So the internal, so motherboard has a slot for internal network card where it is to be inserted. So if you're going to look at the motherboard na nasa portion dito na internal network cards para sa internal network cards. So the internal network cards are of two types in which the first type uses peripheral component interconnect or PCI connection, while the second type is uses in industry standard architecture or ISA. So we will not go deeper about what PCI and ISA means. So if you wanted to learn more, just go research. But we'll just get the introduction lang that we have this internal network cards. Because when we talk about networking, it's a very broad topic and daghan kayo kailangan paging matanan. Okay, so this is just an introduction. So network cables are required to provide network access. Okay. And we also have external network cards. So if you may have noticed kanang antenna niya, no? So kanang antenna niya connected na dito sa yang card. Okay? So external network cards are of two types. We have wireless and USB based, and wireless network card needs to be inserted into the motherboard. However, no network card is required to connect to a network. Okay, so what are the different network cards? We have internal and external. Ayun. So I hope that you've learned about the different hardware devices needs to, you know, to connect, not to create a network, sorry. So what are the different types of network? We have the local area network. So when we say local area network or LAN, basin para dili kita ma-ignorante what LAN is all about ba. So there are different advantages and disadvantages, but we'll not be discussing that one. So we'll just go again, introduction lang ta. Local area network is a network that connects computers within a limited area. Okay, this might be in a school, an office, or even in a home. So in a local area network, guys, it has, of course, a router, na server, na smartphone, na computer, na tablet, na internet, na mobile. Local, okay? Naroon siya sa isa ka certain area. Let us say, for example, sa building, no? Naroon siya sa first floor. So first floor, that is the local area network. Okay? Lain na po din ang tawag pag uban na ang isa ka building, no? Na other tawagan na. So again, a local area network, it connects computers within a limited area, gamay rang area. Okay? And we also have personal area networks or PAN. So meaning PAN is a network that is based on individuals' workspace. Okay? Personal, no? The individual device is the center of the network with other devices connected to it. There are also wireless personal networks. So let us say for example, yung ano yung design, okay? Have the desktop connected to laptops connected to the mobile phone, and then the desktop connected to printer. Okay? So this is example. Imara jud, no personal lang. Next, we have home area network. So when we say home area network, a home area network connects devices within a home environment. It might include personal computers, tablets, smartphones, printers, TVs, and other devices. Nasa inyong balay, no? Kani, muna example, na router, ISP, the internet service provider, and we have naka-desktop, naka-TV, naka-laptop, smartphones. So that is a home area network. Okay? Home environment. And we also have sorry. We also have wide area network. So when we say wide area network, wide, diba? Luag, no? Wide area network is a network that covers a larger geographical area, uses with a radius of more than a kilometer. So lagyo na. Okay, let us say for example, we have Office 1 and Office 4, Office 5. We have different offices connected to each other, and from Office 1 gusto ka mag-transfer of data from Office 1 to other offices, then it connects, no? It it involves a wide area network or internet, so this is the sample diagram niya. Wide, luag na kayo. Okay, so wide area network has different local area networks. Okay, let's move forward. Campus network. Campus network is a LAN or set of connected LANs, which is used by government agencies, universities, corporation, or similar organization, and is typically a network across a set of buildings that are close together. Okay, so here's the example. This is the campus network. Again, it has a set of connected LANs which is used by the government agencies, universities, corporations, or any other organizations. And we also have metropolitan area. When we say metropolitan area is metro, no? These are networks that stretch across a region the size of a metropolitan area. So man din siya. A man is a series of connected lands in a city. which might also connect to a WAN or wide area network. So, na metro, luag, no? Nani ang sample. You have different buildings, different houses connected to each other. Okay, we also have enterprise private networks. So typically, these are used by the different companies, okay, to connect to each various sites or so that the different locations can share resources. So let us say na ay Office 3, branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, branch 4, then sila communicate with each other, dili public ang yang network, sila lang maka-access sa ilang mga resources. So that is the enterprise private network. We'll not be talking about how networks are being configured. No, di na tayo mag-ano na ng configuration because there are other courses for that if you want to learn more. And okay, the internet network, when we say internet network, it connects different networks together to build a larger network. Let us say LANs, di ba, the local area network, and then different LANs connect to each other. Then we have this wide area network, no, or the one. So that is the term, no, for internet network. Okay, so internet networks connect different networks together to build a larger network. Internet networking is used to describe building a large or global network. Okay. Ayun. So now we understand what are the different types of network. So if kung naamo sa inyong balay dara, inyo nang matanaw, ay nakoy router, nakoy PC, nakoy phone. So what kind of network I am using today? Wala na. If you are in in a school or you are in a company, makita ni mga dagan kay computers, makapangutan na din ka sa imong cellphone, unsa kaya ang network ang ilang gigamit ani? No? So I hope you guys have the idea. Now we have these different types of network connections. So after knowing the different types of network, ato pong ililahon kung ginoon sa sila pag-connect. No, what are the different designs in networking? So naaga po data designs na kailangan sundon. Okay, so guys, again, introduction punta. There are different advantages and disadvantages of these different type network connections, but we will no longer be discussing that one. So if you wanted to learn more, just search in Google, kadagan kay resulted na. Okay, so first we have star topology. So in networking, when we say designing, when we say design, network designing, another term for that would be topology. So when you hear about topology, again, pag-design na siya sa saka network. So para dili kita ma-ignorant. So first is star topology. Okay, if you may have nakabantay man siguro mong star, 'di ba? Inani man ng star. 'Di ba naman ng star? Makita ba kung mouse? So the star topology is it has a hub or router or switch at the center and then narin different computers nakakonect ato niya. Nakapatuyok sa iya. Okay, so these are mga cables or either wireless baka basta kayo nakapatuyok na sa iya. So the central node connects a cable to each computer in the network in a star topology. Wait, let me check. Okay. So each computer in the network has an independent connection to the center of the network, and one connection breaking won't affect the rest of the network. However, one downside is that many cables are required to form this kind of network. So as you can see, kung star topology ang imong gamiton, naka isa ka router dara, daghang kay computer sa imong ipalibot sa iya, so nanginahanglan siya og daghang kay nga cables inana. And then yeah, so yung nga yung no. Next is the bus topology. In a bus topology, in a bus topology connection, sorry guys, in a bus topology network connection, one cable connects the computer. Okay? Ingunani yang itsura. So there's only one cable, there are computers in there. Ingon, ana. So the information for the last node of the network has to run through each connected computer. There is less cabling required, but if the cable breaks, it means that none of the computers can reach the network. Okay, so let us say, for example, PCA wants to transfer file from PCA to PCABCD. Okay? If maguba na siya ang cable dire, then there's a possibility nga di siya mo reach out na. Okay, so this is a sample design of a network. Again, it's atong first star, and then next is the bus topology. Then we also have ring topology. So the ring topology, ang yang design is naka-circle ring, no? So a ring topology is similar to a bus topology. It uses a single cable with the end nodes connected to each other so the signal can circle through the network to find its recipient. So the signal will try several times to find its destination even when the network node is not working properly. Okay? So a collapsed ring has a central node which is a hub, router, sorry, or switch. So the device has an internal ring topology and has places for cable to plug in. And then every computer in a network has its own cable to plug into the device. So in an office, this probably means that having a cabling closet where all computers are connected to the closet and the switch. Again, ang yung itsura ragid guys is ingon ani naka-ring siya. Ang star kaya naman tong star. And then si bus topology is one line lang, di ba? And then there are computers in there. Si ring naka-circle. And then the network protocols are the languages that computer devices use to communicate. So there are a lot of network. I know we will not be discussing again what are different protocols, but when we say network protocols are the languages that computer devices use to communicate. The protocols that computer networks support offer another way to define and group them. So networks can have more than one protocol and each can support different applications. So protocols that are often used include TCP or IP, which is most common on the internet and in home networks. So there are a lot of protocols, but I think sa next topics na nato ma-mention or sa other course na siguro sa networking na course ninyo. But ano lang. So again, what are a network protocol? These are the languages that computer devices use to communicate. So it's very important nga there is a protocol para for you to be able to for your devices to be able to communicate from one device to another. Okay? Next, we have wired and wireless networks. So when we say wired, kailangan siya og wire, no? Kailangan siya cables. Wireless, di ba? Kamantay ta, Wi-Fi na lang, di ba? Wireless. Many protocols can work with both wired and wireless networks. So in recent years, however, wireless technologies have grown and become much more popular. So Wi-Fi and other wireless technologies have become the favorite option for building computer networks. One of the reasons for this is that wireless networks can easily support different types of wireless gadgets that have uh, that have become popular over the years, so such as smartphones and tablets. Mobile networking is now an important thing to consider because it's not going to go away anytime soon. Okay, so ayun, wired is it involves wirings, and then wireless wala. Ana, oops. Okay, so that's all naman din, mo naman din eh. So that's all. So we have discussed about what a data and information is all about. So again, a data is a row or an organized a data. Okay, and then when it is being structured and classified, it will gonna give you an information. And we also have discussed the introduction of a computer networking. So there are different types and also there are different topologies and designs. that we need to just that we need to learn. Okay, actually, when it comes to computer networking, it's a very broad topic. Kaya I believe na agin mo subject. I believe na mo subject in networking. No, so I hope that na learning ninyo what are the different types of networks and its topologies and what are different hardwares needed to build a network, and then yeah, the difference between the data and information. So that would be all for this chapter, chapter 7, and we're gonna move forward with the other chapter 8. I think wala ko kabalo kung asan yung taman nga chapter, but let's see. So thank you so much everyone, and have a great day, have a great afternoon, have a great evening, and keep fighting kay hapit na ni mo man semester. Okay, so that would be all. Thank you so much. Have a great day.